Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Innocent. I'm happy to be here again with another video on this platform, Free Africa. You see, it is only by the grace of God that we are able to make it from day to day. It is not because we are deserving in any way. It is just grace, and we want to thank God for the gift of life and for the gift of salvation through Christ. And so I want to give us a few reasons why the Wagner mercenary group from Russia must be kicked out of Africa. The reasons why the Wagner mercenary groups or group that is so present and is gaining grounds in Africa must be kicked out in Africa. We cannot depend on this group. African leaders cannot and should not trust Prigozhin and his soldiers to do anything good for Africa. I'll give you two failures that this group has already recorded. By the way, this is a group that was created in 2014, and then its activities in Africa started way back in 2017, and then it brought in 1,000 soldiers of its soldiers into the Central African Republic uh, at the demand of the President Akanj Touadera to help him preserve power. And so they are active in Mali, they are active in Sudan, and they are also active in other African countries. And there is even some intelligence that they are going to be going into Burkina Faso. And so I am just bringing these just to kind of want us not to trust this group in any way. If we cannot trust the West, which I think we shouldn't, then we also cannot trust the Wagner mercenary group. Their number one failure was recorded in Mozambique, in the Delgado province of Mozambique. Some of its soldiers were brought in to help fight the Islamic State. That was back in 2019, to help fight the Islamic State that was causing havoc in the Delgado province of Mozambique. A couple of months after, they withdrew from that front. They withdrew because they couldn't contain the 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 violence that was brought against them by the Islamic State group that was operating in that region. Only recently, they failed in a mutiny in Russia against their own government. How can you trust someone who rises against its own government? That is number two failure. And that should even scare us more. We cannot trust the Wagner mercenary group. They have been fighting in the Donbass region to help Russia gain that portion of Ukraine till date. What country have they freed or kind of how have they helped in all of these countries. And so we cannot trust them. Wherever they go, they will make sure that they play around to keep the war. You know why? Because their job is to fight wars. And so if these wars are stopped, they don't have a job. They don't have a job if there are no wars. They live by fighting wars. So, how can you trust someone who makes a living by fighting wars to come and stop your own wars? Think about that. And so, that is a reason why we have to kick this group out of Africa. They have a whole mine in the Central African Republic handed over to them by the president just to preserve his power. And so if they are going around helping president to preserve power, then it doesn't matter what kind of president it is, whether good or bad. They are just going to do that for their own interest. Come to think of it, guys, like this video, comment. The solution here is we have to kick France out, kick Russia out, and then bring the different people to the table on a win-win basis. Bring the West back to the table of negotiations on a win-win basis. We are not going to be depending on them to fight our wars. In fact, we even have to stop wars. And if there be any wars, our own soldiers can fight our wars for us. We don't need the Wagner mercenary group. Share this video, like it, and comment. Thank you.